we are ready for yet another final.
So Beth, we're just moving on to the women's floor final now. Obviously Biles is going to be out, Andrade is going to be out, but no Jessica Gadarova. Have we heard any more news from the camp?
No, they've not updated any further. I mean, obviously she'll be getting assessed with the medical team and working with her personal coaches. All we know for now is that they've withdrawn her from all apparatus, and then obviously they'll assess everything when they get back to the UK.
Yeah, because there's going to be a real celebration for Brazil with two gymnasts in this floor final, Flavia Saraiva and also Andrade. But Brazil have done so well, haven't they, in these finals, Beth?
They have, and now they will have been really pleased with that historic team medal in the team final. We've always seen them, they've always been there or thereabouts, but they've always had a few mistakes here and there, and they were able to pull it all together. When you've got someone like Andrade on your team and producing the results that she's been producing, it really helps your overall team score.
And a real moment for Alice Kinsella coming in as a reserve because of Jessica's absence, but to be following on from Simone Biles and be sandwiched between her and Rebecca Andrade. I mean, she's in fine company here, but well deserves her place in the women's world final on floor.
Absolutely, the skill level that she's producing, the opening tumble, the 1.5 through to a triple twist, and then going straight back into the 2.5 into a punch full. They're incredibly difficult tumbles, and the artistry that she shows, it's a really nice routine to watch. So she's absolutely deserves her place there, and I'm sure she'll go make the most of that experience.
And Romania we just saw the last gymnast to come out there, Sabrina of Romania, and she's only 16 years old, but Romania have been very quiet, haven't they, over the last sort of 10 years or so, Beth?
Yeah, I mean, when I was competing, they were obviously a force to be reckoned with, and were always taking home medals. So it's nice to start to see individual gymnasts coming into these finals. We've seen a couple over the past few years, so yeah, it would be great to see a Romanian in this floor final.
OK, Beth, we'll catch up with you in the mid-warm-up, but there is the lineup. Chris, with your gymnast, Alice Kinsella, in there. How is she feeling? Have you spoken to her?
I spoke to her yesterday. She was excited. Obviously, everybody's disappointed for Jessica Gadarova that she's picked up an injury. But, yes, Alice was very excited. She was first reserve, so she always knew that there was a little bit of a chance that she might have an opportunity to work. And it's a great achievement to make a World Championship floor final, any final. It's actually Alice's first apparatus final in a World Championships ever.
Hurrah! Well, huge congratulations, big celebrations all round, and well, talking of achievements, there was hardly enough room on the screen for all the numbers that Simone Biles has just put up there. This is her last chance to get another medal.
She's quite amazing, and we will all look back in years to come and say we were there when Simone Biles worked. And for me, what is so amazing is that, you know, she had an unhappy Olympics. It would have been very easy to walk away from the sport. She'd already achieved so much, but she felt she didn't want to. She loved doing gymnastics, and that is something that really shines through her performances.
Yes, and I think that will infiltrate across the sport as well. And we're seeing, I know I was talking to the guys back in the studio about this earlier on, just that enjoyment factor down there, and that kind of, you know, what they put themselves through. They can be open and honest about it, and really celebrate the fact that together they know what each other's going through.
Yeah, I think so. And I think at one time there was a bit of an expectation that you do your Olympics and then retire, and if you don't do a great Olympics, you retire, sort of feeling that you've never quite achieved. Whereas now, as we see here, you know, if you didn't quite achieve what you want to one competition, there's always another competition. Just keep going and keep fighting. And I think that, you know, Simone Biles has embodied that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's two Americans in there as well. This is Charlize Jones, who's first up. She got a third in the all-round. She stepped out of the floor, actually, in the team final. But this is the thing, that these routines are packed with difficulty. There's so much artistry now as well, and you'll see this, the different styles and the individuality and the personality that's coming out in all of these routines. The women's floor, such a joy to watch, you know, full of drama, and now with a level of difficulty and that level of artistry, Craig, it really is a, you know, a real performance.
It is, and sometimes it's difficult to people to understand the judging around this piece of apparatus. It's a very subjective piece of apparatus to what style of gymnastics you like. Me personally, I love the style of Biles and the Americans, but each to their own.
Well, here we go. Charlize Jones kicks things off in this women's floor final.
Superb control early on in the routine. I really do like watching this gymnast. Big opening tumble, double twisting, double back. Fantastic control on the first spin. No problem there. Walk out into the double back. This is where the judges have to work out whether she's interpreting the music, showing extension right through the fingertips, the toes. Even to as much as the facial expression, as well as the big tumbles. Full twisting double back. Sensational start to this floor final. Well, I like that a lot, guys.
I love that routine. For me, it's full of drama. It's got all the artistry in there and difficulty as well. I think she's a class act, Charlize Jones, and this World Championships, it seems to be just a tiny bit off, Chris.
Yeah, she, like, even actually, that was a beautiful routine, but it didn't quite light, her face didn't light up with the routine like some of the performers, and she looked a little bit unhappy with herself. Well, she even looks just a little bit unhappy there, as though maybe it could have been better, but I thought that was a great routine, really. She's got beautiful hands, she tumbles well, look at that super double twisting, double back. She's really a very complete gymnast, and she's really performed well. Maybe she just felt a lot of pressure on her shoulders. There's the front full twist, walk out into the double tuck. You have to include a forward element. So if you can do a difficult forward element within a tumble run, that's great.
Chris, I don't know your take on this, but I always think as a coach to a gymnast, regardless of what you thought about the routine, you should come off all smiles as though it's the greatest routine you've done, because it almost sends a wrong signal to the judges that, oh, was there something wrong with that? And I didn't think there was anything wrong with that routine.
No, and I always say to my gymnasts, don't tell the judges you think it was terrible. Come off as if it was great. But I think she'll be a bit unhappy with that opening spin series, because you have to hold that first foot up, which she didn't really, and then she didn't quite make the double spin at the end, and I suspect that affects quite heavily her D score, her difficulty score. She would be depending on that spin series.
Well, it's a 13.666 for Charlize Jones, but the thing is, that's now set the tone for the gymnasts that are to follow as far as the judges are concerned. The next one up is Flavia Soreva. Now, Flavia qualified fourth. She's 24 years old, but she fell in the all-round final on floor. She was outside the medals back in 2019. See how she gets on here.
Well, Flavia is a hugely charismatic performer. She's either fantastic or makes mistakes. You know, there's no halfway measures. great start. Now she really does live the performance right through the face. Another big tumble coming. All super double straight. Oh, can she leap? That was fabulous. And that. One and a half, full twisting front. Well, we've seen 3 super landings. Come on, Flavia. Lovely double pike. Well, she sold that routine fantastically. That was Flavia at her best.
Yeah, total contrast to Charlize Jones, really. I mean, so bouncy and full of joy. She zipped away around the floor routine.
Well, she's telling the audience how much she enjoyed that routine, and we certainly did. The other day, actually, didn't it? She landed a little bit short and crunched her ankles a little bit. So that was much better.
It was, and you can see the delight.
She's a real firework, isn't she?
She is, she is. And there's been, over the years, for gymnastic fans, there's been so many occasions that we've willed her to get a medal and she's fallen short.
Yeah, but that was sensational floor work. That difficult whip back into the full twisting double back.
Well, I mean, in the absence of Jessica Gadarova, Flavia could well be on the podium here.
I think that would be a great result for gymnastic fans across the world. As Christine said, we've watched her time and time again get so near yet so far. There's no in-between with this gymnast, but talk about saving the best of a performance till last.
And this was the final tumbling pass.
The double pike back with plenty of height. And one of the things which is noticeable over that performance was the facial expressions, Christine. She, you know, facially she was selling the performance as well.
That is something the judges have now started to ask for. You know, facial expression. Actually, the gymnasts work on it a little bit, or a lot.
Well, she scored a 13.833 in qualification, a 13.9 in the team final. We're just hearing that there's been an inquiry for Charlize.
Yeah, she only had a 5.5 difficulty score. You can only protest the difficulty.
13.866. Flavia goes ahead of Charlize Jones. And next up is Naomi Visser. Talking of drama and emotion, this is full of all of that. A different style of floor routine here from the gymnast from the Netherlands. Enjoy this.
One of the most dramatic routines you'll see in this final. Whip into triple twist, into the front somersault, just outside the floor. Oh, just a little fall out of the second spin. Lift the leg right up, that's much better control. Lovely height there on the leap. Nice control, the 2.5 twist immediately, straight front somersault. Stands up into the double somersault. Theatrical as ever, dramatic as ever.
But sadly, not without deduction with those spins, and I wonder if she was out on that first tumble pass, Chris, because that will be costly if that was the case.
Yeah, I think she landed the triple twist out of the floor and then front summited back in, but they will still have had both feet out of the floor area, which is a deduction. We'll see it, it'll come up on the penalties.
If both feet out, that's a 0.3.
I thought that was a less crisp routine than we've seen from her in the team.
Yes,
and all around.
Yeah, just on one of the spins, she didn't just look as accurate.
No, here we go.
Into the triple twisting somersault. Really
here we go, and does it show us? Oh, just the heels, just the heel of one. It looked worse, didn't it, from the previous angle? So perhaps just a 0.1, just 1 foot. But here again, you see, she let go of the leg slightly before the shoulders finished the spin. And that's the judgments that the judges have to make. But it's a beautiful floor, so graceful and elegant. She sort of can make everything look beautiful. I think this is probably the last tumble, and she has to double back at the end here. And here, again, the chest was quite low. I think there will be more deductions for this.
Well, Flavia Sareva of Brazil leads this women's floor final with 13.866. Charlize Jones's score hasn't changed. 13.666, but it's gone up after an inquiry at 13.966 now, so an upgrade for Flavia.
I thought it was worth that sort of score.
And there Naomi Visser scores.
Fantastic news for her. And a 13.3 for Naomi Visser.
Both feet out for a 0.3 penalty there.
Yeah. Can't get past the beady eye of the judges.
Well, next up, it's the final opportunity to enjoy Simone Biles and her wonderful comeback. It's been full of golden moments so far. She's 5 times world floor champion. Can she win her 6th world title on floor?
And she can certainly tumble like no one else. Look at the twist in the double straight. I love this tumble. Full twisting front into double-double, just like she's doing a tap back. It's amazing. Have to complete 2 leaps in series that she does with grace and style. Now this is her 3rd tumble. Double straight with a half turn, but she just failed to harness the power. Smoothly through the little section she tripped on before. A wry smile to herself. Just 1 final tumble. And what a final tumble. Double straight, make sure of that landing.
Oh, absolute class act. For me, that routine represents everything that this comeback is all about. It's celebration, it's packed with difficulty, brilliantly executed. She is something else, isn't she?
Absolutely, and fantastic. You know, her difficulty is so huge. She's probably got almost 1 whole mark more in terms of difficulty than the rest of the field. But the dance is matured so much. It's it's so Simone, isn't it, this floor?
Well,
Yes.
I'm going to say there's nobody that can touch her on the difficulty. This is a marked advantage over Flavia. It's currently leading. She had put in a 5.7. This is a 6.7. One of her skills in there, the biles. I think we're going to see now. This is a double layout there. And you can see, drop the shoulder, the half turn. Look at the height. She bounced out the floor, but she did so well. That's only 1 foot out, Chris.
Yep.
And
So
she put the other foot back in where she pushed herself back in.
so only a 0.1 penalty for that.
Look at this. There you can see, double layout to finish. Most gymnasts struggle to start with that skill. That's the final tumble. That's going to be huge, without doubt. That's got to be the next world floor champion.
Add another one. 30 is a nice round number.
Really wonderful performance. In fact, this championships has been a completely wonderful performance from her. Even when she hasn't won, she's been gracious and full of enthusiasm for the other performers.
Ah, there's the folks there. It was worth the trip to Belgium.
Welcome to Antwerp.
It's going to be a big score. But
It's
how
going to be
big?
huge. Yeah.
15.5, 15.6.
Well, I think it's one of the better ones we've seen in this championships. Apart from that step out, it's only 0.1.
Yeah.
So these gymnasts
Gotta be
have
into the
finished their,
15s.
Performances. Just have to wait for the scores.
Well,
As the
13.9
final
is the score to
apparatus
beat.
Oh, sorry,
for
not
the women's
15,
programme.
14, then
Another opportunity
14.6.
to have a look at that routine.
Well, it's out to 16.7, but
Yeah.
the judges are quite harsh, aren't they? I mean, if anybody deserves a 15 on this piece of apparatus.
The way they've been judging here, though, I would doubt that it, well, at least a 14.6, maybe higher.
Accreditations will save the world.
She's so,
For sure.
you know, she stepped away from the spot. 14.633 for Simone Biles. It's good for gold for now. There's a few more gymnasts to come. Mum and Dad clapping on.
Well, same as the qualification score, so is it with the consistency and with that 0.1. But the next gymnasts are out, and Christine, you'll be biting your nails now, won't you? Because Alice has come out.
I will. I just hope that she can give a good performance and do, as everybody has said, they just want to show everybody how much their training has worked.
Well, this is the gymnast that Beth Tweddle is looking forward to seeing. So let's check in with Beth and see what she thought of the first half of that floor final. Beth, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I was really pleased for Flavia. I think Christine alluded to it. We've quite often seen her in finals and not quite been able to showcase her full potential. But today I think she gave it everything, and I questioned the difficulty value, so I wasn't surprised when that inquiry went in and got accepted.
Yeah, so her score's gone up, and you know, it's kind of what we expected from Simone Biles. It's her last individual final, and real flair, passion and joy as well, and big smiles throughout the whole routine.
Yeah, the routine, we know that she can do a lot more difficult tumbles, but she's already a mark ahead nearly of the rest of the field in difficulty. There was small errors that can be deducted, and that's why the score was obviously significantly lower than what we saw during the team final.
Yeah, do you think that Andrade will be able to make it onto the medal podium?
Oh, absolutely. I was just challenging the two guys in the studio whether she could actually challenge for the title now. She picked up a 14.6, I think it was, in the team final. So, but we have also seen Andrade during finals take steps out the floor, bounce around. So she's got to be able to harness the power out of these tumbles today.
So with that in mind, then, that's all going to be on execution, because, you know, she did a 6.2 in the all-round as far as difficulty is concerned, but she's done two other routines of 6.1.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be down to, can she land all of the landings without taking a step?
OK, well, let's rejoin this women's final with Great Britain's Alice Kinsella. She's come in as a replacement because of Jess Gadarova's retirement from this final. but she got a silver at the Europeans earlier this year, and she's Commonwealth gold medalist. Chris, are you going to commentate on your gymnast?
No, it's Craig's turn.
She's handing the baton over.
Well, here is Alice in her first world final.
Fantastic floor choice of music. Stands up, big opening tumble, a triple twist from the walkout. This is where she needs to concentrate. 1.5 twist, straight from 4, well done! Bit of a smile there, lucky escape, well done Alice. Superb control. Really does work well with the music. Showing great flexibility, good control there. Come on, got to power down, stands up into this double pipe hack. What a fantastic performance from Alice Kinsella in this World Championships. 20 minutes preparation for the all-around final and a top 10 finish. And what about that at the last minute coming in? Christine, you must be very proud.
I'm absolutely thrilled with her. She's taken the opportunity to come out here, perform her beautiful routine. Her real strength is her amplitude. You know, every chassé is with the toes pointed, and she's shown her beautiful gymnastics.
Do you know what? I think Simone Biles just said exactly the same thing there. She said, I love your routine. But yeah, she is a class act, Alice, and surprising that this is her first World Apparatus final.
Well, she's very much an all-rounder, if you know what I mean. She's sort of very much good all-round, so she's often been in the all-around finals, but not, I mean, her best piece really is beam, but like we've seen from so many, beam can be very inconsistent.
Took a silver medal with the team last year.
Well, looking very, very at home here in this company, I would say.
Gold.
See, she's represented the Olympics as well.
Olympic tattoo on her ankle.
That was the tricky bit in the routine, Christine. And she did so well, actually, to get the full twist in and just take that little step to the side. You can see that little smile. That's a little sigh of relief. And I could see out the corner of my eye, you sort of wincing a little bit, thinking, is she going to get round? But she did.
She'll get a bit of a deduction for it, but that was a good high finish there.
And I think Alice's strength is she really has risen to this occasion. She's seen the opportunity and performed fantastically. She should go away from Antwerp feeling fired up for next year.
Yes, and there's her coach, Brett Ince, highly delighted. She's her scores have been, oh, that was well done. Oh, do you know what? They didn't credit the triple twist. They've only called it a 2.5. I reckon that's what they've done, because she normally has a 5-6 star, and she has all the way through the competitions.
Get on the phone, Chris, and put in an inquiry.
Brazil on the floor. Exercise
With a second Brazilian in this final now, Rebecca Andrade. She can challenge here for a medal, but what colour? She took a bronze at last year's Worlds on floor.
Well, this is such a charismatic floor routine. Full twisting front into full twisting double back, beautiful landing. Lovely double straight with full twist. Well, expressing the music so well. Another great tumble, double straight. Super height on the leaps. Really dancing her way through this routine, selling the floor, fabulous double pike. Well, I have to say, I think I agree with Beth. This is probably my favourite floor routine.
Well, Chris, let me tell you, this is going to be close because in the team final, Rebecca Andrade scored 14.666. Biles leads with 14.633. So.
Now, I don't think she nailed her triple spin. You know, when she's got her leg right up at her face. In the when she's performed it before, she got right round the triple spin. She only got to round 2.5 today. That will probably be the difference.
And I think a couple of the tumbles as well, just a little shuffle forward. I mean, it is a fabulous routine. I agree with the rest of the team. For me, hers and Flavia's are for me, the most entertaining routines we've seen. She really does sell the routine. It is, I just love the movement. I feel like she'd be a brilliant salsa dancer, the way she just moves her hips, and just brilliant.
Well, one thing's for sure, this is going to be very, very close.
It is, and she pretty nearly matches Biles for the tumbling.
Well, she beat Biles on vault.
Well,
can she beat her on floor?
She had a 6-1 in qualification, and Biles has a 6-7. So she's giving away 6/10, which is quite.
That's the difficulty you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the difficulty. The execution, I think, is as good, probably, if not better. She certainly does really express the routine, you know.
Well, one thing's for sure, Andrade will not want to rush the judges here. Very, very close indeed, this.
She got a silver in the team final, bronze on beam, and she is the vault champion.
Surely it's going to be good enough for a medal.
For sure. I think, and I would be surprised if anyone can get between her and Biles. It's just what colour medal?
It's 14.5. It's 0.1.
It's very close.
3 lower than Simone Biles, but Andrade. 2 gymnasts still left to go, but she is in second. That's the order at the moment. There's 2 Brazilian gymnasts on the podium.
And this was the gymnast that wowed us on the beam.
Yes, Zhao Yaqian, 17 years old, and she's the Chinese floor champion.
Very difficult spin to start. Double tuck to open. Won't have the difficulty of the routines we've just seen, so she'll have to put the emphasis on the dance and the artistry and make sure she sticks all the landings. Again, just a little bit of a fallout. Got to really show the control of all these spins. Oh, that was nice. Immediately, punch front somersault. That was nice, the leap. Showing great flexibility and control. Nicely round the 2.5 twist punch front. A very beautiful and exquisite routine, but I don't think it'll have the difficulty that we've seen, what it takes to get up onto the podium.
Well, we really are seeing a very different style of gymnastics from the gymnasts from China. They in the past have tried to a little bit copy the American type style, but they've seemed to this championships revert to their own style of gymnastics, and in its own way it's just as beautiful.
Bringing her World Championships to a close.
So Biles leading this women's floor final with 14.633, Andrade just behind 14.5. Flavia Sareva on 13.966 in that third place spot at the moment.
Equally as important as some of the acrobatic elements, and those are how you add to your difficulty
And
score.
here, lovely technique. Nothing like as difficult, the tumbling, but everything so classy. You see the knees locked together on the double tuck.
Beautiful control on the landing.
Classic landing position.
It is a very classical routine, Christine. I think on some of those where she just fell out a little bit, the judges will pick that up.
Yeah, I would agree, of the spins.
To the music and interpretation of her
It's a good triple. Immediately into the punch front. That's a bonus if you can do that. Beautiful extension through the flip. I'm amazed at this. Look, she almost does that punch front somersault. Kicks it out so well, but she does it on the spot. She doesn't travel
it doesn't
at all.
travel. Yeah, well, they have to stay inside the floor. It's 12 metres by 12 metres.
Gaining experience at these World Championships again.
They're very renowned for their great bar and beam work. So actually, this is a bit of a success for China to make a floor final in a World Championships.
Yeah, I would thoroughly agree.
Sixth for Zhu, 13.3.
Only 17, ze is pas 17 jaar oud. Deze Chinese. The situation
Yeah, one of the
right
new
now,
drafts
1 Biles, 2
of the
Andrade,
Chinese team.
3 Saraiva. One more exercise. Exercise of a Romanian gymnast, Sabrina Maneka Moinea.
Sabrina Moinea of Romania.
And she's the daughter of a very famous Romanian gymnast, Camila Voinea, and a great tumbler. Double straight with full twist, same as Biles' opening. Another big tumble here. Double twisting, double back, and another clean landing. Nicely round the triple spin. Successful leap series. Full twisting, double back. She certainly can tumble. Great landings. Now this is where the dance work is a little bit more arms and legs. The judges are after seeing the whole body. But she's a young gymnast, very strong, very powerful, lovely tumbles. Super finishing position.
Well, no doubt her mum will be cheering on. What a moment for her to see her daughter, a former world champion herself, competing here. And there's a lovely little story about an interview I was just reading about the fact that her mum said she was in the gym at 4 days old.
And Romania qualified a team for the Olympics this time round. That's the first time in many, many years. So although we haven't seen many Romanian gymnasts in the finals, it's been a big success or stepping stone for them, these championships.
Absolutely huge, that, Christine, to get a qualification to the Olympics.
Yeah, Sabrina was bronze medalist at the Europeans earlier this year on floor. Real specialist on this piece. But a great future at 16.
Yeah, a great future. Should score well, but for me, I don't think it just had the flair at what we've seen from Flavia to get up into third spot. But again, it's very subjective.
This was a 16-year-old performing a floor. You know, Flavia and Simone Andrade are mid-20s. They've grown into these wonderful performers, and we really are being treated to some fantastic performances.
And this is great, actually, for these young gymnasts within the championships to look at the best in the world and look at the way they perform the routines and actually go, yeah, I aspire to perform like that. I mean, she's got the tumbles, and I love the end part. A little bit cheeky as well.
And she will mature as a performer and be able to give the whole performance.
Sabrina, 13.766.
13.766. It's a fourth place finish.
And Flavia absolutely thrilled with that third place finish. She can't quite believe it. Tears all round.
Well, I think that is Simone Biles' 23rd World Championship title. 14.633 for Simone Biles. Absolutely incredible stuff. She, yet again, is the world floor champion, 6 times floor champion. The golden girl of the sport, there's no doubt about that. But what a moment for Brazil. 2 gymnasts up on the podium, Rebecca Andrade and Flavia Sareva.
What delight for their programme. They've been a team, this team, since they were 16 years old. We saw them at Junior Worlds when they were juniors still, and they've worked and worked and worked and progressed, and it's just wonderful to see them mature into such great gymnasts.
They have had a fantastic World Championships, haven't they, Brazil? And gymnasts that have really enjoyed the competition. You can see as they've gone round how much it's meant to them, and I said it again, the fans all over the world, we've been waiting for Flavia to perform like she can. So to come away from the championships with the medal she's got, and Rebecca Andrade as well, just superb to see. There's another inquiry going in, they're firing in left, right and centre, these inquiries. I think that was a very worthy fourth place finish for this gymnast, Christine.
Yes, I mean, she hasn't got the quality of dance that the older ones have, but she's certainly got the tumbling. You know, she's certainly got the acrobatic skill.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting just to see how she matures over the years.
Well, I think we can have a word with Simone Biles. I think she's with Betty Glover.
Simone, congratulations. Now the World Championships are over. You've got 4 gold medals here. How proud of yourself are you?
I'm very proud, especially after the year I had in Tokyo and coming back and just being comfortable and confident in my routines. I couldn't ask for more. The crowd was amazing. Being back in Antwerp 10 years later, it feels phenomenal, and I couldn't have asked for a greater experience this Worlds.
Can you talk us through what the past kind of 3 or so months have been like, getting to this position, getting yourself back to being that elite performer again?
Yes, it hasn't been easy. I've been focusing a lot on my gymnastics and my mental, going to therapy, making sure that's in my regular scheduled routine as of anything else. But I'm really proud of the work that I put in, because at the beginning of the year I wasn't sure I was going to be competing, and I actually wasn't supposed to be competing. So to end up here now at Worlds at the end of the year, it's just like, I just keep amazing myself.
Fantastic achievement. And look, you made history by being one of 3 black women on the podium in the all-around. You seem like you've got an amazing camaraderie with some of the other gymnasts. How important is that for young people to see?
Yes, I think it's really important to know that they can come here and do that, and one day this will be them on the podium, because one day I didn't think I would be here, and I am, so just keep dreaming big. But I am really proud of all the performances Team USA put out, and having that camaraderie with all of the gymnasts here.
Look, Simone, you've got so many medals. What happens if your husband won the Super Bowl? Surely there will be no room for any trophies for him on your cabinet.
Well, we'll make room, you know. I mean, I feel like we support each other the best way possible, so we'll make some room for that.
Have to push them to the side. Exactly. Well done.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well done.
So by far the most medals of any male or female in gymnastics. Simone Biles added another gold to her collection. Rebecca Andrade, she takes the silver, and Flavia Sareva the bronze. Alice Kinsella finishes in 8th. Huge tumbles from Andrade, but just not enough, just 0.166 behind Simone Biles, with a dazzling and glittering performance in this women's floor final. That's the last of the women's individual apparatus finals, but there's still one more final to go, and it's the high-flying high bar.